Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite Dr. Asma Khawaja from Pakistan. She's from the National Defense University, and I want to say that she's the head of the Department of Strategic Studies. Dr. Asma, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My presentation, I will take 15 minutes to just briefly explain that how emerging technologies are affecting the strategic challenges or causing strategic challenges to South Asia. As we all know that South Asia is a heterogeneous, multicultural region with civilizational history which fascinates everyone. However, it is among the least connected regions due to the hegemonic designs of the largest country in the region. Our regional organization, SARC, is unable to bring desired results because a single state's policy to use it as a pressurizing tool to achieve political objectives. This is a time for the rise of Asian century, which China is pursuing peace through peaceful common destiny, and for all, however, that one regional state is not only an impediment for this peaceful rise of Asia, but also refused to be part of it despite several opportunities to make such initiatives a peace dividend for the billions of people living in South Asia. This is also alarming that the so called largest democracy of the world has been slided into the category of electoral autocracy as per the international institutions. The issue of human rights, farmer movements, radicals in power, denial of freedom of speech, lack of respect for the sovereignty of other regional states, politics of social polarization, and oppression in Indian occupied Kashmir are hampering the prospects of regional security, strategic stability, and development in the region. This makes India a spoiler in materializing the dream of Asian century. It is important to understand that South Asia has other states which are smaller, but they have equal right to exist peacefully without any threat to their sovereignty and security. The mere size of a state does not determine her future, but the commitment to international laws and zeal to rise as a peaceful and inclusive society. Hegemonic designs of any South Asian state are an important impediment in regional development, prosperity, and peaceful coexistence. Pakistan is committed to resolve long standing conflicts through peaceful renegotiations for the sake of regional economic development and strategic stability. Pakistan's role in forging a peace deal between the USA and Taliban substantiates this argument. Indian occupied Kashmir is still waiting for India to fulfill her commitment of 1948. And as per UN resolutions, India acknowledged and accepted the right to self determination through independent plebiscite. Indian policies to sustain its colonization of Kashmir has hijacked all the prospects of peace and development in the region. Although the region is struggling with poor human development index, however, due to perceived threats, unresolved conflicts, arms race, and military buildup, a large portion of our economies has been consumed in war preparedness. Still, this investment is unable to resolve the security dilemma, lies at the heart of the regional security calculus due to already mentioned facts. With the technological advancement, several non conventional strategic challenges can potentially pose threats to regional strategic stability, leading to a new strategic normal. First of all, I will very briefly discuss strategic posture challenges. As per Indian stance, Indian defense policy aims at balancing the China's military and technological advances. However, Indian military buildup is perceived as a constant threat to regional security, specifically for Pakistan. This threat perception is substantiated by the fact that a bulk of Indian nuclear weapons aims at Pakistan. With the political transition, India's military posture has been has become increasingly aggressive. The conventional strikes that India claimed to have conducted against Pakistan in February 2019, suggesting that it was trying to establish conventional strikes as the new normal in deterrence relation with Pakistan. Pakistan had been able to respond to these strikes by downing intruding aircraft and thwarting India's efforts to establish that new normal. India's military cooperation with some extra regional players is disturbing the strategic balance within the region. India's enhanced nuclear missile capabilities, as well as its ballistic missile defense, early warning, and non nuclear strategic systems, are exhibiting pre existing asymmetries, challenging the nuclear deterrence architecture and changing perceptions of mutual vulnerability. Such advanced BMD and early warning capabilities would cause a false sense of security among the Indian leadership, making them act more aggressively in crisis and leaving Pakistan vulnerable to Indian coercion, intervention, and preemption. Indian nuclear delivery systems indicate that it has options for both counter force and counter value targeting. While the longer range Agni missiles may be used in a counter value role, the short range missiles like Prithvi, Parhar, Dhanush, and BrahMos can be used for counter force role. Given India's ever increasing I2SR capabilities, counter force nuclear operations cannot be ruled out. India is enhancing its strategic and conventional precision strike weapons for strikes deep within an adversary's territory for offensive preemptive counterforce. Examples include development of cruise missiles for its land, sea, and air forces. India's pursuit for naval nuclear capabilities in Indian Ocean destabilizes the nuclear deterrence equation in South Asia. Their potential for accidental nuclear escalation due to India's lack of experience in operating a sea-based nuclear deterrent presents an alarming situation or a new normal. As per Indian Land Warfare Doctrine 2018, the Indian Army will advance its developments in lethal autonomous weapons known as laws and anti-satellite systems, artificial intelligence, and other dual-use emerging technologies. Such advancements would increase India's situational awareness and enhance terrain analysis. Joint Doctrine of Indian Armed Forces 2017 suggests that India is moving from threat based to capability based developments. This could imply eventually capabilities will be driving Indian strategy, not the threats. This move from threat based to capability based force posture developments is clearly visible in Indian program because their enterprise is witnessing both quantitative and qualitative proliferation. Now, the second topic is command and control challenges. This issue becomes more important after India becoming a thriving nuclear black market. Around 18 nuclear materials theft and loss incidents were reported in India from 1994 to 2021, involving theft of over 200 kg nuclear material, poses grave threats of nuclear terrorism in South Asia, necessitating the concerned global institutions' role to raise the safety standards. The material could fall into the hands of extremists and terrorists in India with disastrous consequences for the whole region. The out of control material could also be a cause of concern due to the proliferation reasons as well. It is also the responsibility of global organizations and India's partners to raise the standards of nuclear safety and security and to investigate shortcomings that for maintaining tight controls on nuclear and radioactive material. Now, a brief overview how emerging technologies are affecting the regional strategic stability. Rapid transformation in emerging technologies is going to change the nature of strategic dynamics in the region. Leading military experts are already identifying number of emerging technologies that are likely to impact deterrence. These include additive manufacturing, artificial intelligence, robotics, nanotechnology, cyber technology, hypersonic, quantum computing, and human machine collaboration. The applicability of nuclear weapons is being debated around the world because of the growing number of artificial intelligence weaponry. Nuclear weapons, like other weapons and NC3 systems, will be facing a threat matrix that includes cyber attacks and cyber defenses. Few states will be able to afford to modernize their nuclear forces and to keep pace with the threat posed by cyber and other new technologies. For developed states, nuclear and advanced conventional weapons will coexist in uneasy combination. The most devastating weapon of mass destruction combined with the smarter, smaller, stealthier, and kinetic systems. Now, how to categorize the immediate threats to strategic stability? First of all, cyber. The combination of two capabilities, nuclear and cyber, remains critical strategically. Nuclear weapons, like other weapons and NC3 systems, will be facing a threat matrix that includes cyber attacks and cyber defenses, as I said earlier. In the current economic context, it is hard to assume that Pakistan and India will be able to afford to modernize their nuclear forces and to keep pace with the threat posed by cyber and other new technologies. This is a pertinent challenge for both of them. Moreover, new technologies and their spin offs are integrating the nuclear and cyber capabilities, generating a new normal. Cyber is multifaceted. It cuts across all the other potential domains of conflict between Pakistan and India, such as land, sea, air, and space. The command and control systems for the nuclear weapons rely upon advanced cyber systems, offering potential threats and weaknesses. The strengths are the strengths of cyber system are accuracy and precision, swift in nature, increased chance for successful first strike, and maybe the second strike as well. The weakness is that in cyber domain, the risk of adversaries attempting to target each other's nuclear command, control, and communication systems shall gravely affect the strategic stability of South Asia. One still has to see what measures have been taken to ensure that the NC3 systems are invulnerable to cyber attacks. South Asia, particularly Pakistan, has to catch up in cyber and related domains. Interestingly, India is being propped up by as a counterweight to China and all these spigots of technology to it. The recent foundational agreement between India and the US substantiates this argument. Quick, accurate, cohesive, inclusive, and informed decision making process is required to respond to any threat posed by the cyber technology. Seem a difficult task in Indian context. India's COVID response policy and decision making process during the crisis by current political regime makes this assumption even more important. Defending space-based weapons from cyber and kinetic attacks will require rapid decisions and rapid decision-making processes by senior leader and fast-moving uh, pace of the crisis. C. India leads in developing an assured sea-based second strike capability with Russian and Western assistance. Pakistan has a second strike capability but has to strive to build an assured capability. This slight imbalance in capabilities can be destabilizing. India is building BMDs, it has anti satellite weapons and other such capabilities related to sea based deterrent. All these can increase its prosperity for nuclear preemption, highly destabilizing for the region. India has employed two SSBMs, one nuclear submarine SSMs with cruise missiles having speed of 25 nautical miles in comparison to conventional submarines with a speed of 5 nautical miles employed by Pakistan. During Balakot crisis, India deployed SSBMs against Pakistan, and unlike general assumptions, SSBMs are a factor of strategic instability in South Asia. Air. Fighter aircrafts are an effective nuclear weapons delivery means for achieving accuracy at short ranges, especially for geographically proximate Pakistan and India. Emerging technologies have the capacity to provide accurate information, short and safe routes, and stealth technology to prevent detection to by radar system. In South Asian context, such technology has already endangered the regional peace. Integration of dual use technologies will enhance the capability of nuclear weapon systems to use aerial platforms effectively. Both Pakistan and India are not likely to have pilotless aircrafts or in near future. However, India has access to drone technology or unmanned aerial vehicles UAVs from West and Israel that gives it an edge. Pakistan has also developed few drones. At the moment, the existing capabilities are not reportedly integrated with the dual use technologies. And once these do, the speed of warfare shall increase exponentially, and there will be a race to build competitive advantages. Space. A new generation of hypersonic weapons which India is developing have increased the probability that space will play a role in future conflicts and raising concern that current mechanisms to regulate space activities are no longer sufficient. Unlike US Russia geographical expanse, where even hypersonic delivery systems will take some time to reach targets, South Asian situation is different. Since Pakistan and India are geographically connected, super and hypersonic missiles will create a response dilemma for both.
Dr.
And this may
Shakir,
increase
Dr.
the
Shakir, can you
rise.
please conclude your presentation?
Okay, okay. And this may increase the risk of preemption. Weaponization of space is another new normal. Like India nuclearized South Asia in 1974 and Indian Ocean region by bringing nuclear weapons to the sea, it has weaponized the space by testing anti-satellite weapon system in February 2019. I would like to conclude my speech with following comments. Number one, strategic stability in South Asia is disturbed by India owing to its massive nuclear arms buildup. Pakistan has repeatedly encouraged India to avoid development of BMD systems as that can induce a false sense of security and encourage military adventurism. Increasing Indian nuclear retaliatory options and capabilities are primarily meant to acquire escalation dominance vis-a-vis Pakistan. Similarly, the potential change or revision of the nuclear doctrine by India would exacerbate Pakistan's security concerns and undermine South Asia's deterrent stability. India is also setting a stage for artificial weaponry in order to remain relevant in the field of military technology. It means erosion of balance of power. In South Asia, this could not only become the alarming security situation for Pakistan, but also for the regional and global peace and security. Hence, war is not an option for resolving outstanding issues between Pakistan and India. Diplomacy and political approach should be given priority. The only way forward is to return to politics and diplomacy to find out win-win solution through comprehensive dialogue. And India's revisionist designs will not bring any good for the region. Thank you so much. And thank you for your patient listening.
Dr. Asma, thank you